आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News.
In today's episode, we remember the great revolutionary freedom fighter Kartar Singh Sarabha, who was born on the 24th of May 1896 in the village of Sarabha, Punjab. Kartar Singh was only 19 years old when he was hanged by the British authorities. He became a source of inspiration and courage for many freedom fighters, including Bhagat Singh, who saw an idol in the unflinching Kartar Singh Sarabha.
Kartar Singh's village was wrecked by severe droughts, and in search of better opportunities, Sarabha reached San Francisco in July 1912 with the intent of pursuing his education at the University of California, Berkeley. In the USA, the hostility of the Americans towards immigrants from colonies in particular angered him. In California, Sarabha fully realized the humiliation of coming from a colonized land and began to get agitated about the British colonialism in India. In 1913, the Ghadar Party was formed in Oregon with the aim to restore the dignity of their people by overthrowing the British regime in India through an armed uprising. The headquarters of the organization was in San Francisco. Sarabha began to take an active part in it and took the initiative of putting together the Punjabi edition of the Ghadar newspaper, published to spread awareness among the Indians there.
In July 1914, when the First World War subsumed Europe, the Ghadarites saw it as an opportunity to attack the British. The Ghadar Party planned to move their base to India to organize the Indians. Kartar Singh was one of the Ghadarites who returned to India by the end of 1914. Many Ghadarites were arrested by the British authorities upon their arrival. Undaunted by the setback, Kartar Singh and others like Ras Bihari Bose carried on the task of organizing soldiers against the British by infiltrating the cantonments in Punjab. However, before the Ghadarites could stage an uprising, the British clamped down on the activists and arrested them.
In what came to be known as the Lahore conspiracy case, a series of trials were held in Lahore against those involved in the stalled uprising. Kartar Singh Sarabha was unapologetic in the court and proudly enunciated his duty of mobilizing the people against the British. His unfaltering patriotism made the judges severely antagonistic. The 19-year-old Sarabha, along with his compatriot Vishnu Ganesh Pingle, was executed in the Lahore Central Jail on the 16th of November 1915.
Kartar Singh Sarabha's bravery, activism and commitment to the cause of freedom of the Indians are heroic, and his sacrifice still reverberates through the hearts of all Indians. AIR News salutes the great freedom fighter.